Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is going on, Wizards fans? It's your boy D and Ed. Today we got Rui Hachimura making his return back to the Wizards. We have the Wizards also practicing at Morgan State today. They had a scrimmage. They had a dunk contest. We have some Davis Bertans news about an injury with his calf. He had a little tweak in his calf, but he should be good to go against the Raptors. We have our Raptors Wizards preseason preview, and we also have 3 things that me and Ed would like to see in the game. But I want you guys to make sure to follow Locked On Wizards on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube as well. And I also want to thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. So, Ed, first things first, we both been waiting. I know we want to talk about this Rui Hachimura news.
Welcome back, man. We're happy to see the guys back in DC. He does have to go through COVID protocols, but we are excited, man. I'm excited to see the third-year leap from Rui. He had a busy summer too. He was basically the face of the team of the Japan Olympics team. He was the best player by far. I thought he had a great Olympics. I thought he showed out, played well, being the number one option. I think that is going to help with his development as well. Helping him be more aggressive, and just knowing that the team is really relying on him to score buckets and rebound and do everything. So, I watched the Olympic ceremony. He was the guy holding the torch, and it just shows that we really want to focus on mental health for everybody. A lot of basketball players have been bringing that up to light, and it's an important thing. It's an important subject, and we hope Rui's okay. And we're ready for him to play. I'm hoping that he will be available for the game against the Raptors. I mean, the first game is only 9 days away. I can't wait. I'm super, super excited. We got preseason basketball tomorrow night. But I'm excited for Rui, man. Seeing him, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Bradley Beal play. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Yeah, we both have been just waiting for Rui Hachimura to make his return. Of course, always, and this goes out to everybody, mental health is always important. It's always first. Make sure you're right mentally. Make sure you where you need to be in your head. And if you're not, do what Rui Hachimura did. Take a step back. Get yourself together. Go to a therapist if you need to. That mental health is so, so important. NBA players like Kevin Love has spoken about it before in the past. It is so key. And I'm glad Rui Hachimura feels comfortable enough mentally to make his return to the Washington Wizards. And as a fan, I'm super excited. Now, I know it'll be tough. It'll be tough for him to make his debut, especially in that first regular season game, because, like you said, he has to go through the COVID protocol stuff. He hasn't been at training camp. It's a new coach. It's a new system. He's only going to have one preseason game to work with the New York Knicks. You got to worry about conditioning as well. So I think it'll be a close call if he plays in the first regular season game against the Raptors. But other than that, I'm so excited to get him back.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been tough for Rui. I mean, last year he had conjunctivitis, then wasn't able to play the year before. He missed some games with the groin injury. So I'm excited to see him play. I mean, every time I think about the dunk that he had on Anthony Davis, I talk about it all the time. That's what I want to see from Rui, the poster on Tobias Harris. And he ended the year strong too. The playoffs, I thought he played really well in game 4. That's the only game that we won against the Sixers, where he had 20 points and 13 boards. That's what I want to see. I thought his shot was more fluid too. He was more confident in his jumper. So and just playing with West. So like you said too, he's a little behind the 8 ball with learning the plays from West, learning the defensive schemes, getting the chemistry with the 3 Lakers. Trez, he missed out on the players only meeting that Montrezl Harrell held. So, but I think they'll welcome him, with open arms, and I think he's going to be ready to play. They're going to do some, team chemistry things, and he is the missing piece. It looked like the Knicks, something was missing, and it looks like Rui is definitely that missing piece.
Yeah, I'm ready to see him get out there and play. So next we want to talk about the Wizards having their practice at Morgan State basketball. I know Baltimore, the Wizards haven't really played any preseason games out there or been able to have any real Baltimore eyes on them, like as far as going out to Baltimore. I know they had the dunk contest. I know they had the scrimmage as well. It wasn't anything huge or anything truly extremely newsworthy, but how do you feel about the Wizards going out there to Baltimore, that Baltimore area, and being able to show some of the teams, the Morgan State basketball team, and some of the students there in the B-more area, letting to go there and let them have access to the Washington Wizards?
Yeah, it was cool. I live in the Baltimore area, so actually I was thinking about going, but I just didn't have the time. But just knowing that the Wizards, were in Baltimore, the Baltimore Bullets, so that's cool. Isaiah Todd, he's from Baltimore, so his family was there. It was basically kind of like a homecoming for him in a showcase. They gave out free T-shirts. It was like an Old Bay type form, so they were like yellow T-shirts, like mustard. But I mean, you know about the Old Bay, how it looks. But I think it was cool, trying to get some of the fan base from Baltimore in there and get them involved. So I thought that was pretty cool. The dunk contest, Daniel Gafford. I think he's a legitimate candidate of being in the dunk contest. I seriously think he is. I heard Isaiah Todd won the dunk contest. It might have been biased because of the home crowd, the Baltimore crowd. But yeah, I think it's cool reaching out to the Baltimore community, getting those fans involved. I do, like I said, I live in the area, and nobody really cares about Wizards basketball in Baltimore. So I mean, it's good for them to reach out. Isaiah Todd, he's a developing. What is he? He's more of a swing man a little bit. He's like a stretch 4. Mm-hmm. So it's good. It's a good homecoming for him to see the guys get a little loose and play around. Thought Denny saw some clips of Denny playing point guard, so that was interesting too. Wes Unseld Jr., he's from Baltimore too, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's really good for the Wizards to get out there in that B-more area. Like you said, not too many care about the Wizards out there. They're more of a Ravens, I'm assuming Ravens type of city. So the more eyes the Wizards can gather from just the DMV area in general, the better, I feel, in my opinion. And also going into injury news, Davis Bertans, Chase Hughes said that he tweaked his calf. Now on the injury report, the final injury report, he was not listed on there, so he should be good to go. I kind of Davis Bertans to have a really good game against the Raptors. How do you feel about that?
You think Davis is going to have a good game?
I want him to have a good game.
I'm trusting, and it's tough, and he's due for a good game. It's only been two preseason games so far. He was 1 for 6 in the first game, and then the last game he might have been like 1 for 4, 1 for 5, the same thing. So he's due for a good game. He is a streaky shooter. But, if you do want to use him in fantasy, before we do get to talking more about Davies, this episode is brought to you by Sleeper. In 2018, the fantasy sports experts at Sleeper realized that fantasy basketball was broken. Games were being won and lost based on whose players had more scheduled games that week. It made no sense and required very little strategy. So in 2020, Sleeper released a brand new way of playing fantasy basketball. It's called Game Pick, and it's only available on Sleeper. And Game Pick owners pick a single game per week for each starter to count towards their team's total score, ensuring an even number of games played between opponents. Player matchups, home versus away, opponents, defensive ranking, pace of play, and more. All that adds up to more strategy and less busy work. Whether you prefer redraft, keeper, or dynasty, Game Picks has you covered. Sleeper cracked the fantasy basketball code if you play fantasy football. If you prefer building out a weekly strategy versus daily busy work, you're going to love Game Picks. Download the Sleeper app and start a league with your friends today. You will not be disappointed. Sleeper's one-of-a-kind Game Pick is the most strategic fantasy basketball experience in the industry. Just want to thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. So yeah, getting back to Davies, I mean, I think he'll have a better game this week. Now the Raptors do have some solid defenders. OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam's not going to be playing. But looking at their second unit, I think Davies can come off the bench and shoot better, getting better ball movement. We were terrible from the 3-point line last game, 5 for 21. Got to defend the 3-point better, but we got to get some more ball movement. I think we're trying to get more ball movement. But I think Dobbies will shoot better this game. I don't think he can get much worse.
Yeah, I agree with you. Next, I want to move on to our recap. I mean, our preview of the Raptors versus the Wizards tomorrow. And what are you kind of looking for to see that you didn't see from the Wizards against the Knicks? What are you looking for to seeing in this game?
I want to see them defend the pick and roll better. I want to see them defend the pick and roll better because I saw them penetrate easily to the basket. I saw them get open shots in the corner. I think they got to talk more. They got to be more vocal. Wes Unseld Jr. has talked about the team talking more. Talking about Trez being vocal, Denny being vocal, just everybody talking more, being held accountable. He's talked about that a lot, and we have gotten better defenders. KCP is one of our better defenders now. Kuzma is capable of being a good defender. Of course, Gafford, I want to see that energy again. But we gotta defend the 3-point line. They got some shooters on the Raptors too. So they got some guys that can light it up. Fred VanVleet has lit us up for years and years and years. Last year, when we should have fouled and we were up by 3, I think we went to overtime that game too. Where we shouldn't have gone to overtime. We should have just fouled and he hit a 3. Gary Trent Jr., like I said, he can light it up. Goran Dragic can light it up. They have multiple guys that can shoot the 3 and do the same thing that the Knicks did to us last game. So we got to defend that 3-point line. How about you?
I would say similar to what you said. I mean, you harped on the 3-point defense, pick and roll defense, etc. So I'll switch it up and I will go offensively. I'll say better shooting. The Wizards shot about 16% from 3 in their last game. It was poor. And a team that we expect to be a better 3-point shooting team, I would like to see a better 3-point percentage. I don't know. I don't think it could get any worse than what we did see against the Knicks. So hopefully we get a better 3-point shooting night from the Wizards and a shooting day from the field in general for the Wizards. And as far as defensively, they just have to not allow the open looks that they constantly give up to teams. They have to make it tough on guys. And we know their defensive scheme with the pick and roll, they're liable to leave the corner guy open, but they have to find a way to make life harder on these teams because if you want to make it to the 6th seed or avoid the play-in, etc., you have to be able to play respectable 3-point defense. We know the Wizards can score the ball. We know the Wizards can score 120 points, 130 points. But if they're giving up 140 points and losing, it's all for naught. They have to do a better job at pick and roll defense, like you said. They have to do a better job at 3-point defense, like you said as well. And the Wizards they got to improve on that. And before we get into our next segment, I want to thank our sponsors, betonline.ag. We're back better than ever. All eyes on the gridiron as teams are back on for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline where the game starts. And I know the Eagles, Buccaneers, my team Eagles, they play on Thursday. Line is looking like +7 for the Eagles, -7 for the Buccaneers. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards that Eagles +7 personally. But, I mean, we'll see. I'll be on BetOnline to place my bet. But to get into our next segment, I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about 3 things from each of us that we would like to see going into the Raptors-Wizards preseason game.
I do want to see more Spencer. I'm very intrigued. I like what I saw in the first 2 games. He's shooting the 3 ball well right now so far. He did his first shot. He made the 3 against the Knicks. Made a nice 3 against the Rockets as well. He's looking explosive going downhill. He's finishing through contact, especially coming back from an ACL injury. He looks like he hasn't missed a step at all. I love the pace that he brings to the game. We know Russell Westbrook is struggling with the Lakers right now. No shade on Russell Westbrook and no knock on him. But Spencer, he's not turning the ball over much. He looks like he's under control. It's just a different pace right now with Spencer Dinwiddie. We still need to push the ball. I still want us to play fast and push the pace. It will never be that speed that Russell Westbrook had, but Spencer definitely is capable of pushing the ball, pushing the pace for sure. So I do want to see him and getting that chemistry with Bradley Beal. We do need them to be that dynamic backcourt. And I love the chemistry with Daniel Gafford. Keep building on that. Keep throwing Gafford lobs. Keep throwing alley-oops. Keep doing that. I want to see Spencer defensively as well.
I would say I would like to see more Corey Kispert. I know last game against the Knicks, the Wizards put him in that third quarter, late third quarter. It's the preseason. I know you want to get your rotations down and get chemistry down as well, but when he started, he looked good. And I know he didn't look the best in the game against the Knicks, but it's hard, especially as a pro athlete, to just be thrown in a game in the third quarter and your rhythm's really not there. I want to see him get some consistent minutes. It's the last preseason game. Who knows how much he'll play during the regular season? It was not the last preseason game, I'm sorry, but it's the second to last preseason game. Who knows during the regular season if he'll get consistent minutes or not? I feel like now is the time to get him that NBA game time, to get him NBA ready to go against guys like OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet, etc., and Gary Trent Jr. I think Corey Kispert, more Corey. Defensively, we spoke on that. I just had a little tangent on that. I want to say, just keep the 3-point percentages below. Can we keep it below 45%? If we can keep it below 45%, which is still really bad, really bad. But I'll give him 40. Keep it below 45, man. Specifically, I would love it if they only shot 40%. You give me 40%, I'm very happy, man. And Daniel Gafford, you do good like you did last game. Keep the fouls down. Those are the 3 things I would say.
Yeah, keep the fouls down. It's funny, before we got on, you brought up Isaac Bonga, so it's going to be a lot of Corey Kispert versus Isaac Bonga. Mm-hmm. You brought up Sam Decker, a couple of former Wizards, so that's going to be hilarious. I didn't even know that Sam Decker was still in the league, and I'm not a casual. I love Sam Decker when he was here, even though he had some bloopers. I remember the blooper. That was with the Rockets where he was dribbling the ball, and the ball fell off his face, or he fell on the basketball while he had a fast break, shacking a fool. But shout out to Isaac. He was a great defender. Offensively, it was hard to watch Isaac. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when he shot the 3, it would go off the backboard, and it was nowhere near close to going in. But he was a good defensive contributor. But another thing I want to see, Kispert is a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, when you do come in cold, when there's 5 minutes left in the third quarter, that's hard for a veteran to come in and play well. It's hard for anybody to come in and play, especially a rookie to come in and play like that. And I thought he did play better starting. So they might want to switch the lineups and see how he is as a starter. Now, defensively, he's going to have some growing pains. It's normal for every rookie to struggle defensively. But I do want to see, of course, I want to see Kyle Kuzma. I'm going to just say Kuzma.
Oh, yes, Kuz.
I want to see Kyle Kuzma. The first 2 games, he looked out of control. We brought up the fast breaks last time. If you don't have it, give the ball up to Neto. Neto's a great passer in the fast break. Bradley Beal's a good passer in the fast break, too. KCP will give the ball up in the fast break, too. I do want to see KCP as well. I want to see all the new guys like Spencer and all those new guys. But Kuzma, I was hyping up Kuzma this all offseason. I was talking about this guy's going to be really good. He's going to he's going to bounce back. He's going to play like he did his rookie and sophomore year before LeBron got to the Lakers. Just the whole spiel with Kuzma. He's more locked in. He's more focused. He's not in that spotlight. So I think he's super talented. I think he has the athletic tools. But the first game, he just looked like he was thinking a little bit too much, dribbling the ball too much. Mm-hmm. Just a little out of control. Just settle in, settle down. I think he's going to start again because, Rui's not back.
Mm.
I don't think I think just try him out, let him get his feet wet, get comfortable in DC. Still see there's some chemistry things going on. And I want to see if he can bounce back. Can he knock down a jumper? Can he do a pump fake, get to the basket, and finish strong? Or can he, when he's getting crowded, can he dump it off to Gaffer for an assist, for a dump off? And of course, I want to see Montrezl Harrell. I want to see him bring that energy again, because he was that block he had and he yelled to the crowd. I love that. We got to see more of that. We got to see more of that.
Yeah, definitely. And before we wrap up, guys, I want to get some bold predictions from
Yes,
me
sir.
and
Yes, sir.
Ed. Ed, what is your bold prediction?
My bold prediction. I'm gonna say Daniel Gafford. He got 3 blocks in 37 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say Gaff gets the matchups too. I want to talk about some matchups too. I want to get some matchups that you're looking forward to too, because they got some guys that match up pretty well. And I almost forgot Aaron Holiday. I want to see Aaron Holiday and Hollow Neto too, because they're 2 scrappy guards that go back and forth. But I'm gonna say Gafford gets 5 blocks. I'm gonna go on a limb here. It's not really going on a limb. That's a lot of blocks. It is a lot of blocks.
That is a lot of blocks.
Yeah.
I am going to go. Kyle Kuzma has a 15-point game,
Okay.
shooting over 50% from the field.
I like it.
15-point game, over 50% from the field. In comparison to his first 2 games, I feel like that could be a bold prediction. So that's definitely my bold prediction right there. I know you said you wanted to get into some matchups. Who are some guys you're looking at?
I'm gonna go with and that's a good prediction too. And we no knock against Kuz, but after watching the first couple games, I want to say I want to see if I can find the numbers of his shooting percentages. But he went 3 for 10 against the Rockets, and then the next game he went, what is that, like 1 for 8. So if you do the math, he's 2 for 8. He's 2 for 8, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line. So the percentages are pretty bad right now for Kuzma. So like you said, 50%, that is being very optimistic for right now. But he's certainly capable of doing that. Like we both said, he just has to be under control and playing with confidence right now. So, but my matchups is Precious Achura. I'm probably butchering his last name, but I always like watching him when he played at Memphis. But him versus Gafford, he had 17 points last game. Actually, they're playing the Rockets right now. He had 17 points. And then the game against the Celtics, Precious had 13 points and 13 boards. And he's shooting a lot of threes right now. He shot 4 threes last game. Look at that. That's a lot of threes for him. But he's a capable shooter. I want to see him against Gafford. That's 2 energy bigs that play at 110%. And Precious plays against Montrezl Harrell too. Just the big men matchup. That's going to be a lot of energy guys going back and forth at it. So that's going to be a fun matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun with that one. A lot of athleticism, a lot of rim running, a lot of dunks, blocks. It's going to be fun to watch that one.
I would say the main matchup I'm looking for, we just talked about him. I would say Kyle Kuzma going against Anunoby. I like Anunoby. I've liked him for a little while, and I'm looking for a bounce back performance from Kyle Kuzma. I'm looking for his best performance in a Wizards uniform. That's a matchup I'm looking heavily into. That's my main one. I know you got Brad and Spence versus Van Vliet and Gary Trent Jr., but my eyes are going to be locked on Kuz. I want to see a good game from him, a decent game. I want to see him shooting the ball well. I don't want to see him making too many mistakes. I don't want to see him passing up opportunities like what Unseld Jr. said. So my matchup, Kyle Kuzma versus Anunoby. That's what I would say.
And if Kispert goes up against Scotty Barnes, that's their first round pick, who a lot of people thought he was a reach, but he had a good summer league. He's super athletic too. They got some athletic wings. Pascal's out. D, you found out that Pascal probably won't be available for the opener. We play the Raptors again on the 20th, which is 9 days away. So this is somewhat of a dress rehearsal, getting ready for that first game of the year. And like I said last episode, this is somewhat of a rivalry. It's just preseason, but for like the Raptors fans, they don't like the Wizards because we swept them and we beat them multiple times in the playoffs. They just don't like the Washington Wizards. But yeah, I would say Corey Kispert versus Sam Decker as well. There's something to look at. Isak Bonga versus those guys as well. Bertans maybe versus Bonga. But also one thing that I really wish could happen, Cassius Winston is still out with a hamstring injury. Mm-hmm. I know he was our second round pick last year, and he missed the summer league this past season too. So you know, you do want to get something out of your second round picks. We know with the Ernie Grenfell regime, he used to get guys and just stash them like Isuf Sanan, who was supposed to play in the summer league as well. Aaron White, you know, you can name a whole bunch of guys that we got in the second round that just never got to touch the floor as a Washington Wizard. So it's interesting, you know, that Cassius Winston is still out. I hope he gets a speedy recovery, but I'm pretty excited for preseason. It says 7:00 tomorrow night. This one will be on NBC Sports Washington. It will be on NBA TV. So a lot of places that we can watch the game. So I can't. I'm excited for preseason. I really am. I can't wait for the season to start. I really can't wait.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Everything you said, especially about Cassius, it sucks that he can't play. And he missed summer league. I mean, the injuries suck and everything. I hope he has an opportunity soon, you know, to showcase what he can do on the floor. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up right there. I want to once again shout out Locked On Wizards. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. And I'm going to thank you again for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. Next episode, we will be doing a recap of the Raptors Wizards preseason game. And also, I want you to make your second listen Locked On Fantasy Basketball with Josh Lloyd. He hosts the #1 daily fantasy basketball show on the planet, and it's free and available on all platforms. All right, guys, take it easy.
Hail to the Wizards.